Shawne, I want to get some picks from you, if that's cool. Can we do some picks? Let's do some picks. Let's just do the big one first. Super Bowl. Who's taking it home this year? Who you got?
I try not to jump out there too much because obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased. I play for the Chargers, but I think my two former teams could see each other in the AFC championship game with the Bills and the Chargers. That's what I think. And, one of those teams going to win. I just think that the Chargers right now are playing a level of football and the brand of football that people don't want to play. And it's bad because everybody's like down in the Chiefs like they aren't as good. That's still a very good football team. It's just the Chargers are better, in my opinion, right now. And what happens is when you dominate so much in a division, at some point those other teams just get better, whether it's coaching, players, system, whatever. Those other teams just get better, and the Chiefs been so dominant for so long that it's about time. The Raiders are better. Broncos are better, right? And so when we played, back when I played, we used to go out and kick the Raiders every year. That was like a stat game for us. And then on my way out, my last year with the Chargers, they beat us, actually. And so that is what happens. And I think that, yeah, man, I believe it's going to be the Chargers or the Bills.
Yeah, I think definitely in that division, especially with the Chiefs, Chargers, the division has changed.
It's tough,
even
man.
in the same, I think out of the last 8 meetings with the Chargers, the Chiefs went 7-1, So I think if you're a betting person, you're bet 365, you're going to say in Brazil, I'm going with
the Chiefs.
Going with the Chiefs.
Yep.
But
they showed up. Chargers showed up.
Chargers showed up. They looked impressive. They were strong. The passing game, it was right on the money every time. So it was very difficult for the Chiefs to be able to come back from that. And then also there's a little point in time where the Chiefs, they showed some of their weaknesses, Shawne, and that's open field tackling. We're seeing it time in and time again, especially when you face the Eagles. Open field tackling on the quarterback. Most teams don't get it figured out.
All right, Shawne, next one, 22.5 sacks. That's the bar right now, right, in a single season. Do you think someone will knock that down? And if so, who is there anyone playing today that you could see doing it?
Yeah, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, Nick Bosa, all these guys are capable of doing it. And nowadays you have way more opportunity than you've ever had, right? And so
why do you say that? Why do you say there's more opportunity now than ever before?
They're throwing the ball more. When we went to go play the Chiefs, they were going to line up and run power of some sort, whether it's near, far set. They were going to run power formation at least 25 plus times a game, or some sort of power with a counter. There was always some kind of attack where they were being physical that way, and so that part of the game has changed. It's not happening anymore. I'm not saying they don't run the ball, but we knew we came to play the Chiefs that I was going to be sore for a couple of days after that. I knew I was not going to be healthy, because they had so many different variations of power that was coming at you, whether it's the fullback coming straight downhill and kicking you out, whether it's the guard coming around and kicking you out, and there was so many different variations where you don't have an opportunity. And by the time you go out and try to pass rush, you're beat up, you're tired from playing the run 30 times already. And so the game has changed when it comes to that. With these guys nowadays, it's just you got more opportunity. They're throwing the ball 70+% time. And when you're throwing as much as that, guys can go on the first or second down, rest up, and come back in second, third down for a pass rush. No, I had to go take on the power from T. Rich, and then they throw a play action. I got to get in my pass rush mode. And by the way, I may have to cover Priest to the flat or something, and then line back up. So it's a different ball game now where they got more opportunities to go out and get sacked. So it definitely could be one of the top 5 that I just named.
Okay. So I think, Shawne, you kind of left off a name when he was naming out some of those defensive players. We've got a guy, Hutchinson, up in Detroit. What do you think about him?
Yeah, and I'm waiting for him to see how he comes back from that injury. Typically it takes a good year to get back in yourself, and I'm just speaking from experience. When I came back from my Achilles and any major injury, physically you feel okay. It's that mental aspect of being able to do what you used to do without re-injuring yourself is really the next step in trying to get over it. So once he feels comfortable enough to where he can get cut block, or a guy rolls up with his ankle and he doesn't feel like he broke that thing again or something happened, I think he'll be back in the mix as well. He's one of my guys to watch too.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, we'll do one more hypothetical, and this is for both of you. Okay, so Shawne Merriman's teams he played for, the San Diego Chargers and also the Buffalo Bills. Of those two teams, who do you see winning a Super Bowl first?
Well, if you're asking me, I think the Chargers. Because, and I'm talking about the history of more so the history of Jim Harbaugh and what he's done in his career. You can't knock the history.
He wins everywhere. He wins everywhere.
Every program he's been to, every organization, that year 2 to 5 or 2 to 4 is where he really stepped on the gas. And I can tell you, he's never had a Justin Herbert. This offensive line that they got right now, they're big, they're physical. The defense is playing well. And the Bills are going to be extremely good, but at some point they got to get over the hump. They got to get over the hump, and so, and I believe if they don't get over the hump this year, that team could look very different the following year. Front office, coach, players. So you got this short window to win a championship, and their window may be closing because they've already had so many good teams for these last few years.
You agree with that, Priest? You
I
think Chargers over Bills?
Shawne, I think you're spot on.
Okay.
I think Chargers over Bills. I think also just the number of years that the Bills have had, they've had that history of being just that close to where they can taste it. They can taste the championship, but
this
it
is
doesn't
round
happen.
2 of that, right?
Exactly.
4 times in a row previously, couldn't get over the hump. Now we're back to maybe another 4 years.
Yeah,
in a
Josh
row.
is still an amazing guy. He can make things happen. He's a gunslinger. But I think as far as the Chargers, they're more of a complete team. And then also what we saw there in Brazil against the Chiefs, they definitely showed why they're being competitive now.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna look. Priest knows this, Shawne. It's never ordinary with Bet365. All right, Priest. Breaking news from Bet365. New customers, Priest, $5. You just bet that, and you can get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So sign up, place a bet for $5, and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
Bonus bets can be used on the spread, player props, futures, and so much more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER in Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. Or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 21 plus only. 18 plus in Kentucky. Please gamble responsibly, and you must be present in Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, and Kentucky, as well as Louisiana and select parishes. Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. $10 minimum deposit required. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
This has been a Playmaker production.